All right, what is going on in the YouTube world? I'm your brother Reza, KRT Life with a Y. Like, subscribe, comment, all those different things. Today's video is about boots and the problem with trying to find the perfect boot. As a lot of y'all may know from previous videos, I have been on a long boot journey trying to find the perfect boot for me and my lifestyle. And in doing so, I've gone through a lot of boots, and I have some of them here. Some of them are not here because I have sold them. And those of you who've been following this journey know that where I kind of left off was with the Austrian field shoe light. After my Doc Martens started wearing out and getting kind of really long in the tooth and beat in, I switched over to the Austrian field shoe. And for a while, that shoe was working good for me. Now, I had some great experiences with that shoe and then some not so great experiences with that shoe that I'm going to talk about as I get into this video. And I had a couple of qualms with the pairs that I had. So I had two pairs, if y'all remember correctly. I had one that was the authentic Austrian military variant that I got from one of these surplus resellers online. And then I had a pair that was like brand new, made by another company, but had them brand new made by the original manufacturer for the Austrian military. So with the first pair that was already broken in by the military, that pair was good. It was very comfortable, but I found it a little heavy and it was a little beat past what I wanted. So I got the newer pair. And the newer pair, of course, is just as heavy as the other pair. I don't know why I kind of mentioned that, but heaviness does play a role in why you don't see that boot here. But with the new pair, it had this squeak and it was cool, but there were a few things about that boot that didn't make it really ideal for my personal life and daily use, which is what my goal was with my boot, or still is with my boot journey, was to find a boot that could be used every single day, you know, regardless of weather, terrain, whatever kind of social experience I'm going, what kind of social setting I'm going into, a boot that just works, right? So the boot was good, but it started squeaking, the new pair. And I took these boots on a 5-day work trip that I had to go on. And during the course of this 5-day trip, they were the only pair of shoes that I had with me. So that being said, I was working and wearing these boots like 16, 17 hours a day, walking through cities, jumping through all these different cities. I had to go through 3 or 4 cities in a week, jumping on airplanes, trains, automobiles, all this kind of stuff. And what I found was that the boot was good for a military boot, but for a civilian boot, all the lacing every morning was kind of starting to wear thin on me. But the biggest breaking point with the lacing and everything was going through airport security constantly with these boots. Because of the steel that's in these boots and the eyelets and everything, I had to take the boots off, even though I have like clear, trusted traveler, blah, blah, blah. I have everything that you can have as far as like travel, like pre-certification, not pre-verification things. And I was still having to take these boots off at every single airport that I went to. And that, combined with the weight, combined with like other small things about them, just made me realize that those boots weren't the exact right fit for me. So I sold both of my Austrian field shoes, which is still a great shoe, by the way. If you have gone out and bought them, I'm sure you know that they're great. But it just wasn't for me. For me, it was too overkill. As y'all know, I was already in the military. And sometimes when I would put them on, I would felt like I was playing soldier. And I already did that in real life, and that's part of my past. And I didn't feel the need to continue cosplaying as a soldier. So I needed something more of a civilian boot. So I thought about it. What should I get? So I revisited the Doc Martens 1460, tried on a new pair a few months ago, maybe 4 months ago now. And they are so stiff out the box. I couldn't even like fathom trying to like go through the break-in process again with the Doc Martens. Like my first pair, or this pair right here, when I finally broke these in, I was on a trip to New York with my wife. Like this was like back in the day. God, this might have been, I don't even know how many years ago that was. It was a long time ago. And it was the only pair of shoes that I brought me on that trip in New York. It was a winter trip. And these things were killing my feet. But after that trip, I have finally broken them in, and then they gradually got more comfortable and more like just amazing. And I started wearing these like a lot after that New York trip. But then after breaking in, they started breaking down. And a few years later, they get to the point where they're just so beat looking, the toe box has collapsed, and these just weren't doing it for me anymore. Didn't really, I guess, convey the look that I would like to give off personally. So I figured, okay, time to step the game up. So that's the 1460 and the Austrian Field Shoe Light in one, and why those really didn't work for me and why I'm not going to go back to a Doc Marten because of what I just said. Don't want to go through that breaking process again. So then let's go to this side over here of the table. So then at one point I was super duper infatuated with this right here. This is the Bottega Veneta lug boot. I still love this boot. I still love the way it looks. The first time I saw it on the internet, I was like, wow, Actually, the first time I saw this boot, we were traveling through Istanbul, Turkey, and I saw these at the Bottega Veneta store in the airport, and I fell in love with them. My wife got me a pair for my birthday, and I thought I did all my testing to make sure that this was the right shoe for me. But unfortunately, in real life, this boot just has not worked out for me. Part of it is the sizing, like regardless of which sock I wear, it either feels too big or too small. Like if I wear like my thin Darn Tough socks, it feels like it's too big. If I wear my thick Darn Tough socks, it feels like it's too small. I feel like my foot's kind of sliding around in them. They never really broke in, and they're not like super comfortable to like wear all day and forget that they're on my feet. When I'm wearing these, I know they're on my feet, and they just don't give me that all day comfort that I would like to have out of a boot. The other thing is that these are made out of vegetable tanned leather. And this is another big fallacy that I found in the boot world. So like something like this is made out of chrome tan leather. When water drops on it, even if you don't have it properly treated, you don't really have to worry about it too much. With veg tan leather, which is all this stuff over here, as soon as a drop of water gets on these, it bubbles up and it makes the leather look all funky. And I have treated all of these boots right here with this right here, heavy duty LP stuff, which was what I found when I searched on the internet for something that you can put on vegetable tan leather boots to help them be more water resistant. And no matter what I've done, they still like get this weird bubbling up stuff, and eventually it dries out and the leather goes back to looking flat. But it really makes me concerned about wearing these in really heavy, like bad weather. So for all those different reasons, this boot is also not the perfect boot for me. And yeah, it was like, they're crazy expensive and I hate to sell them, but they just really haven't worked out for me as I had hoped. Now, let's get to this section right here. So this is the Sailoron section of my boot collection. And I pretty much got most of my boot collection out here to show y'all for the sake of this video. Now, this right here, of course, is the legendary Sailoron Wyatt boot. It is an amazing boot. It is extremely comfortable out the box. It is perfect out the box as far as the stitching, the way it fits. Like, it's one of the best shoes I ever had on my feet. Like, it is like a GOAT level, grailed shoe, so to speak. But of course, there's problems with this as well. It's not perfect, as you know, this video pretty much is highlighting. So once again, the way that this leather is made, once water hits this, it bubbles up, it does all this weird stuff, it leaves all these marks. And when it dries, they go away, the marks go away, but it still is kind of unsettling to wear like in real torrential downpour, as it's been doing this season. Like, it has literally rained almost every single day this spring and summer. And then the other part of these boots that's kind of like, is that these boots don't really mesh well with my work and my job. So it's like, I'm a broadcast engineer. I don't know if I've ever told that on the channel, but that's what I do professionally outside of YouTube. And in my job, you know, I have to move around equipment. I have to climb up on ladders and stuff like that. And this is a boot that is so beautiful. I don't really feel comfortable wearing it to my office to do my daily job. And it draws a lot of attention. It's a very flashy shoe, especially with this high heel on it, that it's just like not the best everyday boot. I mean, you could wear this every day depending on your job, depending on your lifestyle. And that's something that you gotta kind of not kind of, you have to consider that when you're looking for the quote unquote perfect boot. Does it match your lifestyle? This one, on some days it does, on most days it doesn't. Like, I might be lucky to get 1 or 2 days a week wear out of these. And I do wear them quite often, but not every day. This is not a daily boot, nowhere near it. And that brings us to the Sailoron, I think this is called the Wyatt Chelsea boot. 30 millimeter heel. This, I think, is a 40 millimeter heel on this one. Now these I do wear to work, believe it or not. But at the same time, while I still do wear them to work, I'm still very, very careful when I wear these to work. I love these. I had them sold just like those that you just saw. And they are extremely comfortable, extremely quick to put on because it's a Chelsea boot. I don't have to worry about any laces. And that's, one thing I'm going to keep talking about is that these laces. As I get older, I'm so over lacing up boots every day, especially taller boots. And I love taller boots, as you can see, but dealing with the laces is just not what's up. But this is something that I have found to be, it really fits my lifestyle more so than these over here. And I can wear them, running around with the kids. I can wear them comfortably to work. They don't draw too much attention. But in my head, I'm subconscious about damaging them. Like one day on one of these, office chair rolled over one of my toes and scratched the boot up. But you can't see it because I kind of fixed it with some polish, which is another thing. These things hold up really, really good, much better than you would expect. And so I was able to polish it out, but I was still in the back of my head like, oh my God, this office chair just ran over my Sailoron boots. Oh, my heart's broken. But they hold up really good. I wear these a lot, clearly, as you can see. And I love these. And in retrospect, I should have just bought this instead of this, and this. Now these are once again Sailoron. These are dress shoes though. These are Oxfords, I believe. And I got these for like the occasions where I wear a suit or something like that, which isn't very often for me, which is, I don't know why. I know I got these because I was thinking like just gonna get one extremely good, well put together pair of dress shoes that I can have for the rest of my life. So that's why I got these. But in hindsight, I could have just got away with these because these look good with suits. They look good with like dressed up. They look good casual, ripped jeans. These literally look good with anything. I mean, probably minus shorts. And with today's style that these kids are rocking, I'm pretty sure some kids probably wear these with shorts, but I'm not gonna do that. But I should have got these instead of these two and saved a bunch of money, but I didn't, so this is where we are. So yeah, style and your lifestyle, all that kind of stuff is extremely important when considering your quote unquote perfect boot. Nothing is really perfect. This is the closest I've gotten so far. But lately, because this is not the perfect boot for or shoe, or whatever you want to call it, boot for my job, I have lately been gravitating back towards these right here. And this is the premium Timberland construction boot. I've had this boot for, probably 8 years now. I used to wear these so much, so I used to wear these so much that I didn't really wear these as much. But I'm starting to grow a new affinity for going back towards Timberlands and like the whole Timberland look. And these fit amazing with all my clothes. They look good with all my outfits. They're extremely durable, water resistant. I can wear them to work without worrying about, them getting messed up or the leather getting messed up. Like easily replaceable. They're not resolable. That's one thing to consider. But they last so long, it's like, do I really need these to be resolables? What I've started thinking in my head. They're relatively lightweight in comparison to especially like the Austrian field shoe. And they lace fairly quickly because it's a shorter shaft. And these fit my lifestyle. They fit my style. They fit everything that I do. So this has become, in the last, couple of months, my default go-to perfect boot. It's not 100% perfect, but it's as close to perfect as I have been able to get in the entire boot world. And I've looked at everything and watched all these vlogs about, the different boot people, boot specialists on the internet. And a lot of them, they'll never steer you towards the Timberland Premium Work Boot. But for me, I find it comfortable, versatile. I can hike in it. I can work in it. I can wear it casually with all types of fashionable outfits. it fits the bill for everything that I need. So I guess the point of this video is when you're looking for perfection, there's a lot of noise out there in the internet and in the world that can lead you down a long path to bring you right back where you started. And I have gotten all around the world and back, and just to go back where I started with the Timberland Premium Work Boot, a boot that I can't even remember when I got the first pair. I might have been in maybe 5th or 6th grade when I had my first pair of Timberland Work Boots. But I have come full circle back to where my comfort zone and where I originally started. So I guess that's the real point of the video, Timberland Work Boot. This is now my go-to boot. As much as some people might be like, oh, that's trash, that's blah, blah, blah. That's the reality of my life, my lifestyle, and my preferences. So I'm your brother Reza, KRT Life with the Y. Like, subscribe, comment. This video is clearly not sponsored by any one of these boots, but I just wanted to share with y'all my journey through this whole boot maze that the world is nowadays, and all the different options out there, and the sea of things that you can possibly choose. Now, here's something extra. My dinosaur boots. Now, clearly I wasn't going to include this in the main part of the video, but man, when I tell you, like, these boots were so worth the money. I bought these on sale at Bass Pro Shop or Cabela's or something like that for a hunting trip that I went on. And these things have come in handy so many times in my life. I couldn't do a boot video without talking about my dinosaur boots. I love these things, and they're still going. The foam hasn't fallen apart. I can't believe it. But anyway, I'm your brother Reza. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.